You can look up the 36th question. The two bulbs, they have the same energy. The two bulbs, they have the same energy, operated at 200 volt and 300 volt, respectively. When these bulbs are connected in series with a source voltage of 500 volt, what will be the ratio of the power produced in them? Ratio of the power or potential difference they are asking. You know that the power is given by the formula V squared by R. Power is equal to V squared by R. Now, since they are telling that the same energy, power must be same. So you can tell 200 squared by R1 is equal to 300 squared by R2. So here you can cancel two zeros. 2 squared value will be 4 by R1 equals to 9 by R2. So clearly this implies 4 by 9 is equal to R1 by R2. But now they are asking about the series power. When they are connected in series, you know that in series, current will remain same, isn't it? In series, current will remain same. So power is equal to I squared into R. How power and current are related? Power is equal to I squared into R. So since in series the current remains the same, so this clearly tells the power is directly proportional to the resistance. So this implies P1 by P2 is equal to R1 by R2. What is R1 by R2? R1 by R2 is 4 by 9. So power produced in them is 4 by 9. This is correct. But the other two is potential difference, no? Potential difference. Since in series, current remains the same, you know that V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. In series, current remains the same, so V is directly proportional to R. So you can tell what is V1 by V2, that is nothing but R1 by R2. So even the potential difference will be 4 by 9. So even the potential difference 4 by 9. So option B and option C, I mean the statement B and the statement C are correct. Statement B, statement C, both are correct. So you can take option 4. Option B and statement B and C are correct. Yeah. Come to the next problem. The problem is based on assertion and reason, students. You know the concept of assertion and reason. You have to read both the statements. After reading both the statements, you have to tell whether which statement is correct. And if there is any explanation is there for the reason in the, there is any explanation for the assertion in the reason. You have to search for both. See here, parallel wires carrying current. Parallel wires carrying current in which direction? Same direction. So parallel wires carrying current in the same direction. Let it be I1, I2. They are going to attract each other. Yes, because of the same nature, there will be an attractive force. So assertion is true. Assertion is true. Because if any two wires carry the current in the same direction, the two wires will attract each other. So they will attractive force in nature. So the first statement is true. Now, two electron beams, how they are moving? they are moving parallel to each other due to electric force. If the two electron beams are moving parallel means these two electrons should get repel each other or attract each other. If electron is moving upward, then the nature of the force will be attractive. So even this is also correct. Because of the electrostatic force, they will repel each other. So this is also true. But remember, reason is talking about electric force. The assertion is talking about magnetic force. But electric force cannot be the reason for the assertion. So reason is not the explanation for the assertion. But both assertion and reason are true. Both assertion and reason are true. But reason is not the correct explanation for A. So option 2 is the right answer. Second option is the correct one. Next problem, it is based on the match the following. Next problem is based on the match the following. How many wires are there? 4 long wires. They are carrying the currents I passing through one of the corner as shown in the figure. So here it is cross means the current is moving into the plane. This is also moving into the plane. This is also moving with into the plane. Dot means it is moving out of the plane. It is moving with out of the plane. Now, you have to explain the match the following with respect to the force per unit length. Force per unit length. You know the formula for the force per unit length. Force per unit length. Force per unit length is given by the formula mu naught by 4 pi into 2 times of the product of the current divided by the separation between them. Now, anyway, the separation is there. Mu naught by 4 pi 2 I1 I2 by day into L that I have taken here. So this is the force per unit length acting on that. Now you have to search for the wire 1. For the wire 1, how the force is going to act. Now, between these two, there is one force is going to act. Between the diagonal, there is one more force is going to act. Between this dot, it is opposite nature. So for one, I'm talking, one force due to 4, the another force is due to 3, the another force is because of dot, so it will be opposite nature, it will move upward. So this is X component, this is Y component. Addition to that, this will be negative Y component. Negative Y component. When you are going to get a Y component negative here, negative component, how to calculate the resultant? How to calculate the resultant? See here, anyway, you can resolve this into 2 components. One is in this component, the another one is in this component. This component force and this component force are going to cancel out. So you're going to get the 2 components along this itself. That is, one is I because of these 3 components. The another one, small value is going to subtract over here. but the remaining value will be greater force, the resultant will be along y-axis. So for I comma j, so the I comma j should get for the third one. So for wire 1, both are in positive I and positive j. So either option 3 correct or option 1 is correct. But you won't get 3i plus j because all the components are not in the x-axis. Only some of the components are in y-axis. But one thing you can notice, along the x-axis, maximum force is acting. Along the x component, maximum components are there. So 3 is possible. But here along y-axis, 3 is not possible. So for P, it is going to match with 3. Look at the option now. P is not matching with 1. P is not matching with 4. P is not matching with the 2. P is matching with the 3. So P is matching with the 3. So option 2 is the right answer. Because P is going to be matched with the 3. So similarly, you can do it for the second wire, third wire, and also for the fourth wire. Yeah. Come to this. This is the De Morgan's law. A plus B whole bar equals to A bar dot D bar. So this is correct, no? A plus B whole bar becomes, OR gate becomes AND gate when you remove this complementary. So assertion is true. For this, check the inputs A, B, C or 1, 0, 1. This is NAND gate allapa. For NOT gate, what is the formula? 1 into 0 bar. What is 1 into 0 bar? 1 into 0 is 0. For 0 bar, it is 1. This is 1. So 1 into 1 bar. 1 into 1 bar is 0. But they have given 1. So reason is not correct. Reason is false. So if the reason is false, no need of searching for the explanation. So you can tell assertion is true, reason is false. So you can tell right option is true. Option A is correct, but the reason is not correct. But the reason is not correct. Yeah. Come to this problem. The EMF of the cell, E and internal resistance are connected across this external resistor. Potential difference V1 is 1.6 volt for resistance R1 and potential V2 is 1.8 volt for resistance R2 9 ohm. Students, you know the formula for the electromotive force E. What is the formula for the electromotive force E? You know that it is V into R plus internal resistance by external resistance. So what is the EMF formula? V into R plus R divided by R. Now, shall we write it for two cases? For two cases, can you tell me what is that? So for the first case, voltage is 1.6, capital R1 is 4, internal we don't know, by 4. Equate to the second case. For second case, it is 1.8 into resistance will be 9. So 9 plus R by 9. Now you can simplify. 9 ones are 9 twos are. Here it is 4 ones are 4 fours are. So 0.2 ones are 0.2 twos are. Multiply this 2 inside. 2 into 4 will be 8 plus 2 into R will be 2R. So this is 9 plus R. So what you are going to get? 2R minus R equals to 9 minus 8. So 2R minus R will be equal to 1. 9 minus 8 equals to 1. So R is equal to what? 1. So R value will be 1. Here it is not there. Here it is not there. So here it is there and here it is there. So you have to find it for E. So how to find electromotive force E? We have the formula for electromotive force E, that is V into R plus R divided by capital R. So E is equal to V is how much? V is how much? Any one thing you can substitute. Either you can go for V1 or V2. If you are substituting for V1, then you have to tell for R1 and R1. So 1.6 into 4 by 4 plus R value is 1. So 4 ones are 4 fours are. So 0.4. So 0.4 into 4 plus 1 will be 5. So E will be equal to 5 into 0.4 will be 2. 5 fours are 20. So EMF will be 2 volt. Internal resistance will be 1 ohm. So option B will be the right answer. So EMF will be 2 volt. Internal resistance will be 1 ohm. Come to this. They're asking you to find the acceleration of the upper block if static and kinetic frictions are there. What is the static friction and kinetic friction? They have some same value. Same values are there for both. The value of G, you can take it as 10 meter per second square. Now, you can find what is the acceleration of the block. First, let me find the limiting friction. What is the maximum limiting friction? First, let me calculate. That is mu into N. N can be taken as M into G for the upper block because it is at rest. So only I'm using static. So Fs is equal to, what is mu? 0.6. M value is 2. G value is 10. So 2 into 0.6 will be 1.2. 1.2 into 10 will be 12. So what is the static friction, maximum limiting friction? 12 Newton. Now both the blocks are moving with what force? 20 Newton. You can find the acceleration of the system, that is net force divided by the net mass. Fa is equal to F divided by M1 plus M2. What is the net force? It is moving towards the right side. It is 20. M1 plus M2 will be 5. 20 by 5 will be 4. So acceleration will be 4 meter per second squared. Now, if you apply for that between the blocks, if you are applying, actually the net force towards the right side is 20, but it will not move towards the right side with 20 because there is an opposing force towards the left side. That opposing force, we call it as a frictional force. So let us say the opposing force is F, 20 minus F, which is equal to the net force. Net force will be 3 into 8. So with what acceleration it is moving? 12. 3 into 4 will be 12. So F value will be equal to 20 minus 12. So it should be equal to 8 Newton. So 8 Newton. So what opposing force is there? 8 Newton opposing force is there. But the block is moving exactly with what force? Actually with static friction? 12. But the net force with some value where it is moving is definitely towards the right side because opposing is only 8 Newton. It is applied force is 12 Newton. So towards the right side, it is 12 Newton. Left side, it is 8 Newton. So definitely the entire system will move towards the right side. With what acceleration it is moving, Andre? Acceleration it is moving with how much? 4 meter per second squared. So you can tell option B will be the right answer. To just check with what opposing force is there, we are cross-checking that. Okay. Come to this problem. Now they have given the block here, block A. Now you have to find the acceleration of that block A after the system is released. Now this block A is connected to one pulley. That pulley is supported by the another mass B, that is small m. That is small m. Now, how to find the acceleration of the block of the system? Now this wire is carrying some tension T. So the tension T should be equal to M into G, right? So tension should be equal to M into G. Now, system is moving with some force downward. Because of this system, it is released. So it is released means it is moving downward with some acceleration A. So definitely mg should be more than T. So how to calculate the net force over there? Since it is coming down with a more force, you can tell the net force is mg minus T is equal to the net force, that is M into A. But this tension is pulling this block plus this block. So the total tension should be equal to the total mass is 3m and into A, with which what acceleration it is pulling. So mg minus T can be taken as 3ma equals to m into A, or I can take mg equals to 4 times of ma if I shift this towards the right side. So m and m will get cancelled out. So g is equal to 4a. So this implies a is equal to g by 4. So acceleration value will be equal to g by 4. That is option 2 is the right answer. Got it? Yeah. Come to this. There is a point object of mass 2 kg. It is moving from A to B. A is here, B is here. Now, there is no change in the potential energy because both A and B are at the same height. So you can tell the work done, the net work done will be 0. Now it is moving with a curved path, applying tangential force as shown in the figure. What is the work done by the external force? Look at the diagram, students. Work done is equal to, because of the 3 cases, one is work done due to the external force, plus the another one is work done due to the gravity, plus work done due to the external force. Since both the blocks A and B are at the same height, there will be no gravity work and the net work done should be 0. And whatever the work we are doing, it should be against the external force. So I'm going to take the work done against the force plus external force. So external force is only because to overcome the frictional force. So frictional work. So what's the formula for the frictional work? Mu into mg. Mu into mg. So what is mu? It is moving against. So I'm taking 0.1. Mass is how much? 2 kg into g is 10, 20. Into. This is force. Mu mg is the force into displacement. What is the displacement we got? 200 meter. Displacement is 200 meter. So on simplification, this is found to be 400 joule. So what is the work done against the frictional force and the external force? It is 400 joule. Yeah. Come to this particular problem. There is a dog weighing 5 kg that is standing on the flat boat, which is 10 meters from the shore. The dog walks 4 meters on the boat towards the shore and it is going to halt. The boat weighs 20 kg. Now one can assume that there is no friction here. Then how far the dog from the shore at the end of this time? At the end of this time. Now let me write the diagram for the better understanding, students. Let it be this is some shore here. From how many meter? Initially 10 meter. 10 meter beyond there is a dog. There is a dog. Now he is telling that the dog is going to move 4 meter on the boat. It is going to move 4 meter towards the shore. And it is going to halt. Now the boat is going to weigh how much? The boat is going to weigh how much? 20 kg now. 20 kg. Now you have to find how far the dog from the shore at this end of the time. You have to find how far is the dog from the shore at this end of the time now. Now, actually, we can guess this problem, students. When the dog has moved 4 meter towards this shore, definitely we cannot get 10 meter. And 0.8 meter is also not possible. So, since the distance from the shore to dog is exactly 6 meter, because of the center of mass, it may lie this side, little bit. How much it is going to lie? Little bit. Because of the mass of the dog. Dog mass is only 5 kg. Dog mass is 5 kg. Boat mass is 20 kg. So it is uniformly distributed. So if it is moving only 4 centimeter means it should be less than the midpoint. So less than the midpoint means it should be less than 5. It has to be there. So this distance should be more than 0.5. So if it is more than 0.5, even 3.2 is not possible. So you can guess the answer easily. It should be 6.8 meter. Don't try to solve. It can be solved based on the center of mass. It takes time. Easily we can analyze that. Yeah. Come to this problem. Maximum height reached by an object perpendicular to the surface of the earth with a speed equal to 50% of the escape speed. What is the relation they're asking? You know that according to the conservation of the energy, half mv squared should be equal to the potential energy, that is mgh divided by 1 plus h by r. Don't write the potential energy as only mgh, students, here, because it is projected perpendicular and it is moving away towards some height. So when there is a height h, the gravitational potential energy is given by mgh divided by 1 plus h by r. Now you have to simplify this for H. So M and M is going to get cancelled out. Now just simplify this equation for calculation. You know that escape velocity V squared is given by the formula. You can write the root of how much. So escape speed is 50%. It is got right. It is reduced to 50%. 50% means how much? 50% means 50 by 100, that is 1 by 2. So it becomes 1 by 2 of that. So right hand side will be GH. You take out the LCM R. So it will be R plus H. Now it is reduces to half of that. So half of the escape velocity. Escape velocity formula will be root of 2GR. Root of 2GR, square is there. So you can take 2GR. And square is there, but 50% means of square is there. So I'm going to do that for here also. Escape velocity is given by root of 2GR. But here we have to take 2 off of that because it is only coming with 50%. So escape velocity will be root of 2GR by 2. What is VE squared then? It is 2GR by 2 squared. That is 4. So that I'm writing here. So 2 and 2 is going to get cancelled out. So on cross multiplication, you can get the value of H now. So small g will get cancelled out. So on cross multiplication, R into capital R. So here you can use small r instead of capital R only. You can use radius of the capital R. So even R and R will get cancelled out. Here it is 1 by 4 equals to H divided by R plus H. On cross multiplication, R plus H is equal to 4H, or you can say 3H equals to R. So you can tell what is H value, that is R by 3. So option 3 will be the correct answer. Now, look at this problem. There is a homogeneous solid cylinder. There is homogeneous solid cylinder of what length? L. This solid cylinder length is L. Yeah. Now the cross-sectional area is A by 5. That is immersed in the liquid. And it contains the two liquids. It is a liquid-liquid interface. The length is L by 4 times in the denser as shown in the figure. Now the lower density in the liquid is open. Lower density is open. The lower density is open surface. Now the pressure is P naught. Now the density D of this solid block is how much they are expecting. So according to the principle of the calorimetry here, I mean the principle of floating, law of flotation, you can tell the mass, that is volume into density. Density is mass by volume. Mass is equal to volume into density. Volume of the first liquid into density plus volume of the second one into the density. Here it is 2D. So according to the conservation of mass, it is concept of law of flotation. According to conservation of mass, total mass before filling the liquid, mass I'm going to take it as volume into density. Mass I'm going to write as volume into density. So mass is volume into density. So here volume can be taken as area into length. Area is A by 5 into length L into capital D. Here V1 is A by 5 into the length, that is 3L by 4, because L by 4 is in one medium. The remaining will be 3L by 4 into D plus A by 5. The remaining height will be L by 4 into 2D. Now you can simplify for capital D here, students. So you can cancel with AL, you can cancel with AL. Now you can also cancel with 5, 5, 5. So capital D will be equal to D by 4 plus 2 ones are 2 twos are. So it will be D by 2. On LCM it is 4. So it will be 3D by 4. No, actually here we have 3, right? Here 3. 3D by 4 is there. So 3D plus 2D, it is 5D by 4. So option is A. So it is according to the conservation of the mass. That is for the loss of flotation. In order to float the body, how much of mass is going to immersed in the solid? The same amount of fluid has to come out. That is the principle of the loss of flotation, buoyancy force. So according to that buoyancy, by using the conservation of the mass, the total mass of the solid cylinder must be equal to the total mass of the fluid coming out of the cylinder. So on equating that conservation of the mass, you can find what is the density of the solid block. It is just the principle of the loss of flotation, students. Yeah, it is also a very simple one. Now they are just asking to find what is the work done. You know that in the case of the PV diagram, the work done is nothing but the area of that particular curve. But here, the area how to find, you can choose this as approximately a rectangle itself. So approximately the work done is nothing but final pressure into volume, that is P1 V1 minus initial one, that is P2 V2, divided by the cycles. How many cycles we have taken from year to year? How many stripes? Let it be n stripes, so let it be n minus 1. Fourth process. So what is P1 V1? It is 16 P0 into V1 for that particular case is V0. Second pressure is P0. Second volume is 2 V0 divided by n minus 1. We can distribute into 4 quadrants here. So I'm going to take 4 minus 1. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So I'm going to take 4 minus 1. So you have to remember that for polytropic process, PV power n should be a constant. On simplification, that PV power n should be a constant. You can equate 16 P0 into V0 power n equals to P0 into final volume is 2 V0 power n. On simplification, this you will get n equals to 4. On simplification of this, what you are going to get? You have to check that. 16 minus 2 will be 14 times of P0 V0 divided by 4 minus 1 equals 3. So option B is the right answer. So this is the work done by the gas in that polytropic process. Yeah. I hope it is a standard result, students. I'm explaining this in the session also. In the Young's double slit experiment, one of the slit is wider than the other, so that the amplitude of the slit of one is double of the other. If I say the amplitude of the first one is A, amplitude of the second one will be B, which is equal to double to A. Now they are asking you to find the IM. IM is maximum intensity they are asking. Now maximum intensity is given by what? Maximum intensity is given by I1 plus I2. So IM plus I2. IM is the maximum intensity. Maximum intensity is A plus B whole square. That is A plus 2A whole square. That is 2A plus A will be 3A. 3A whole square will be 9A square. So maximum intensity is 9A square. Or you can tell A square value will be IM divided by 9. But they are not asking you to find this amplitude. They're asking you to find the resultant intensity I now. Resultant intensity I for the phase 5. What's the formula for the resultant intensity? A square plus B square plus 2AB into cos 5. Or I can take A squared. B is nothing but 2 times of A. So 2A whole square value will be 4A squared. 2A into 2A, that is 4A squared into cos 5. So I can take A squared plus you can take out 4A squared common. So 1 plus cos 5. What's the formula for cos 5? A squared common, 1 plus 4 into 1 plus cos 5 is 2 cos squared 5 by 2. So I is equal to what is A squared? IM divided by 9 into 1 plus 4 into 2 will be 8 cos squared 5 by 2. So what is the intensity? IM by 9 into 1 plus 8 times of cos squared 5 by 2. So option 4 is the correct answer. Got it, students? Yeah. Look up the 49th question. 49th question is based on the assertion and the reason. It is based on the assertion and the reason. What is the assertion, students, here? Assertion is like this. Though light of a single frequency, that is monochromatic, is incident on a metal, energy emitted by the photoelectrons are different. Yes. Correct, no? Even though the frequency is monochromatic, if you incident the same frequency on the two different metals, the energy of the emitted photoelectrons will be different, right? Suppose if you consider the two metals, if one metal is having more threshold frequency means the emerging energy will be less. If the second metal is having less threshold frequency means the energy will be more, so it will come out. So for the single frequency, if you incident on the two different materials or metals, the energy may not be same. It may be different. So definitely you can take the assertion as true. That is correct. Coming to the reason part. Energy of the electron emitted from inside the metal surface is lost in collision with other atoms in metal? Definitely. Because whenever the electrons are there and if they are having the collision with another electrons in the different atoms, then definitely there will be a loss of energy. So the reason is going to be also a correct, and there will be a correct explanation for the assertion. So option 4 is the correct answer, because whenever the electron is coming out from the metal, it is going to be because of the collision of the electrons only. So definitely for this case, we can consider the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. So both assertion and reason are correct, but reason is the correct explanation for A. So option 4. So option D, that is fourth option, is the correct answer. Yes, students. Let us take the last problem. It is based on the match the following. It is just you have to match the concepts here. Gamma decay. Gamma decay is having what? Gamma decay will occur in heavy nucleus, right? Gamma radiation is very dangerous. So don't they in hospitals, usually in the radiations therapies and all, when gamma rays are passing there in the hospital, they will assess you. Don't go there. The radiation may pass and it may damage because it is having more energy. So one is going to match with yes. So one is going to match with what? Yes. So one is going to match with yes. So this is ruled out. So option B is wrong. Coming to the alpha decay. Alpha decay. Alpha decay is going to be balanced with nuclear having larger mass number. Yes, because alpha decay will take place when heavy nucleus will undergo the disintegration. And you know that in the beta decay, the proton will be less because electron is coming out of the beta decay process. So one proton will be less. So a beta decay will be having proton with less compared to the neutrons. And electron capture or positron emission both are same because positron is the antiparticle of electron. So for that electron or positron, the proton number should be more than neutron. So 4 and 5 should match with P. So that is there in the option 4. So option 4 is the right answer. So option 4 is the right answer. So these are the paper which you have written upon Monday. So these are the 50 questions. So you can rectify the mistakes what you did while doing the exams. During the exams, what all the mistakes you did, you can rectify that now, students. So in the next week also, I think you are writing one more paper. In the next week, we'll discuss that paper. And please let me know if you have any doubt or any this thing in the topic wise. So if you tell in advance, if you have any particular topic doubts or any query you have, we can clarify that doubts and we can continue up with the discussion of the model paper. So I will stop at this stage, Appa. You can continue up with the next session, and in the next week you write the second paper. All the best, do well, and we'll discuss those second paper in the next week, Appa. Thank you.